Hey, good evening. Good evening, Aja. Good evening, I greet you. Welcome, everybody. Good evening. Good evening. Queens. This is your name now. Wow. I hope you can hear me, everyone. You're welcome. Good evening, everybody. Hey, good evening, Elvis. Thank you for that feedback. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to another live video. I greet every one of you that is joining us. Yeah, I was coming a little bit late today, and I didn't give a heads up because I was not really sure if I will make it, Friday evening, so many things going on. So thank God it's another Friday. We appreciate the mercy that we are here today. I greet everyone that is joining us once again. Good evening. And yeah, I was looking at the video. Actually, I saw the video that our brother Chimezie did as I was on my way. And I was thinking about that video because I didn't actually see that video. But later on, when I came back this afternoon, I now searched for that video and I saw the video of the auctioning. Good evening. Good evening, Bright. So yeah. So I said let's talk about this impounding of vehicles, auctioning them. You know, I feel like first of all, everything that happens in Nigeria takes an ethnic lens immediately. Immediately. But if the country is supposed to grow and evolve, that's supposed not to be the way to go. You understand me? Like, you have to look at every situation and look for the merits in it. And if there are also demerits in it, there's then a room for protest, for to call for adjustment. Some of these things, one person can take it up, a group can take it up, a civil liberty organization can take it up. You know, when we see everything that is going on in Western world, we see that there are still people going on the street. There are still things that they are protesting. There are still things that are being adjusted. There are still amendments that are going on. You understand? Yeah. Good evening, Olu. I greet you. I greet every one of you once again. Good evening. Welcome, welcome. Hey, my brother. Good evening. I greet you. Greet you. So, my people, I just want us to talk about this auctioning of vehicles for traffic offenses. Let me tell you guys, we want things to work well in Nigeria. Everybody, every one of us will want things to work well. And one of the reasons why Nigeria is not working well is because of the lack of the rule of law from both the enforcers and from those who are supposed to obey the rule. When there's a rule in Nigeria, it's almost like everybody's mind is working immediately about how to go around that law. So Nigerians are not used to, or let me not put it like generally like that. I feel like when it comes to our people, we always think about how to go around a law. And we see this playing out every time, even when we leave Nigeria and go abroad and the rules are laid down, you see people going around the rules. But that's just, a general factor. But when it comes to traffic offenses, there's a reason why there is a traffic offense. There's a reason why you're supposed to go for drivers training. To gain your driver's license, you are supposed to go through a course so that you will learn the traffic law. So that's where the failure is coming from, first of all, because people, I don't know that people actually take that training serious. And people can just pay some money at the center or some agency and they will get the driving license without ever learning anything about the driving rules, and you see all kinds of misdriving. So that's not an excuse. I'm just giving some background to the whole situation. But the most important thing is, one, once you want your system to work, your society to work, you need to make restrictions, you need to give fines, you need to give punishment that commensurates the offense. You understand? And if somebody has done a traffic law, so you have to give, like something like grades of the offense. Okay, maybe if this road is like 100 kilometers per hour and you are seen driving above that, and this is going to be your fine, and everybody will know that this is my offense and this is the fine I'm expecting. And like if you are getting to a number of offenses that you have done, that they will collect your driving license from you, is also a form of punishment. But can Nigeria at this point say that they have the database to do that? I don't think so. Everything is a work in progress. But I feel like when you are doing something and you are trying to put law and order, you are not supposed to, in another way, create a situation where there will be disorder building up around you trying to enforce order. And what do I say? What do I mean by this when I say you are building an environment that will create a disorder? When you are taking people's means of livelihood because of traffic offense, You understand? So what do you expect them to do? They are going to go in the background and constitute more nuisance in more ways. So you have not solved the societal problem. You have not. So if somebody has done a traffic offense, what is it? Is it driving one lane? All over the world, here, people drive and have a traffic offense. They do whatever, drunk driving, everything. That there's so many things people do. Once people do it, you give them the fine, the offense, and they will have to pay it. Some people, they even accumulate their fines, and it's, they can take them to court for that. And if somebody is doing wrong driving and somebody lose their life in the process of that, then that person has, involuntarily by somebody, and that person can go in for, the person, because of somebody have lost their life. So you have to be looking at the offense that the person has committed and the punishment that you are giving for the offense that the person has committed. So if somebody committed a traffic offense, which is very, very bad, everybody agrees that it is very bad. So, and maybe somebody is driving one way. What is the offense? What is the punishment for that? You lay it out. So when the person is caught, the person know this is the punishment for driving one way. And if there's a recurring offense, then the person will know, okay, if I repeat this offense, this is what will happen. But we don't grow as a society if we are looking for the harshest punitive measure that we can give. It doesn't create a good society. It doesn't create a better society. All these laws of maybe finishing people up for any small thing in Lagos, in all our cities, in is supposed to teach us that it doesn't change the people. It's the conditions around that will continue to push those people to do those things. But there's another way you can, cheaper fine that is, the person will be paying it. At some point the person will advise himself. you know I feel like this is too extreme. This is extreme, 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 that somebody did a traffic offense, and because of that you take away a whole car. And the car was just an instrument. It's the person. So if some people, they can say, okay, they withdraw their license, they are not allowed to drive. I don't think they can enforce that now in Nigeria. I don't know if they have the database for that. And another thing you can do, for example, you can say, okay, you can do community service, you can do like this. There are so many things you can do. Why would you want to be taking away people's car? Like, who is the person that sat down and created that law? And for the people in Nigeria, instead of you to be looking at it at ethnic lens, no, people from all walks of life, they are found in that room that were, collecting that car, and were even pricing, making their bid. Like, this is outrageous. Nowhere in the world is this thing done. And this idea of auctioning people's property needs to stop in Nigeria. It's not even only Lagos State, this Lagos State traffic problem. I always see something in the custom. They say custom is auctioning, custom is auctioning. This is very wrong. This is something that civil liberties needs to take up. This is the something that whatever legitimacy this thing has to be taken away. It has to be rewritten. The law needs to be amended. It is unthinkable that because somebody did a traffic offense, you now take the motor away. No, nowhere in this world it is done. And nobody is expecting a perfect country. Everything is perfect, but everything is a work in progress. Everything is a work, and people needs to understand this. It's not about Lagos. No, it is about what is right and what is humane. Imagine if, for example, here in this country, that the government would do that kind of law. The people will go out on the street. Like, you can't do that because it's inhumane. You punish the offense. You know Yeah, so it's too much. It's too much, because if the person have gone to jail, if the person have done community service, it's enough. It's enough. Except if the person is a recurrent, the most you can do is to take away their driving license, and then somebody else can start driving. So if you cannot enforce driving license, then it's okay, But I feel like there is no justification for this, honestly. Good evening, everybody. Yeah, people will take one way. People commit offense even here. Even here, people commit offense. People will drive that one way. Even here in German autobahn, and people have different psychotics or whatever. That I don't know what is going on with a lot of people. People commit it everywhere, but is the reaction to take away the car? No. Even the one that jams somebody safe. What you are going to do is take that person, gongo, and punish that person, not the car. Nowhere in the world it is done. So I feel like we need to show humanity. The person that sat down and what did the let me even see if I will show you what the according to the chairman. I hope you can read what the chairman said. According to the chairman of the agency, said the chief superintendent of police, CSP Sola Jeje Loye, through the public affairs officer, Mr. You've seen the name, Ibrahim Badeyinka. The vehicle were impounded by the state task force for flouting traffic rules and regulations, particularly for driving against the flow of traffic. And the magistrate court consequently, after trial, forfeited the offenders' vehicles to the government for auctioning. So our brother, the law is too harsh. Why are you doing this kind of law for? You see all the people that gather that they want to come and carry another person car, so you can be pricing it. So our brother said that he disagree with me. We have not heard the government side of the story, but this is the government side of the story that I'm just reading now. This is what the government said, that is what they did, according to the chairman of the agency, chief superintendent of police. That is the law. Like, for example, here they mount some kind of surveillance on the road, and you are supposed to drive a certain limit in different places. So as you are driving the and if you are above the limit, the thing will just photograph you and the car, and that's all. So once the police will bring that paper to you, they will, it's like a letter. Once you get it, you will take the punishment that comes with it. Most of the time it's fine. It's fine, depending on how many of the limits, how much of the limits you cross, you know. No, 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 no. That's what I'm saying. That when something is happening like this, there are people that will just see it as an ethnic thing. No, in Lagos, all ethnicities are living in Lagos, and when a government is doing something like this, like when there's a traffic offense, then there is going to cut across. Except you are just a population that set out to go and disobey the rules of the state, which I believe it is not the case. So you're always going to see people from every walk of life that will do one offense or the other. It is normal, it is expected. So that one, no, no, no. That's also another thing we need to talk about. Like, once you hear something like this, that is the only thing that sell. Ethnic. Oh, Igbo, they hate us, they hate us, they hate us, they hate us. No, they hate us, they hate us, they hate us. So how can you take a vehicle? The only time a vehicle can be taken, maybe it will be justified, is like maybe the person went to get the money, or take the car from some illegal sources, and then you get hold of the person. Then you can it's justifiable. So how, tell me, why will the state take away people's means of livelihood? If you look at this thing, they are bosses. So I feel like what they do is when they get hold of these buses or these cars, they make the possibility of you settling and getting it very, very high. The expectation, maybe they make you give all your money, everything, and then at some point you will just give up. So I feel it is very wrong. Huh? I feel it's very wrong. Yeah. Yeah, so welcome, my people. I see that we have increased in the time I was talking. So this video is basically, I want to explore these two topics about one, the traffic offense that led the Lagos State government to collect people's car and to go and sell it auction to the public, and also the news that we are hearing that they are saying that they are going to close Ladipo and Oyingbo Market indefinitely. So I was saying, okay, let's talk about it, especially because when something like this is happening, our people from the southeastern part of Nigeria, they feel like it's targeted towards them, and they are saying, oh, they hate us, they hate us, they hate us. So I want us to, explore this offense. For example, the offense of doing traffic offense. Like, where in the world does that justify that you will take away somebody's car? There is no justification. Look at people's car, and you cannot tell me that all these cars belong to Igbo people. Lagos, that is housing millions of people of different ethnicity. There is no way all these cars will specifically be from Igbo people. And so we must learn to remove ethnicity from anything we are doing. When we are talking about what government did, what government didn't do, we must remove ethnicity and focus on the topic. We need to focus on the topic, that this thing that this government did is good or is bad, and talk about it, and kind of say, okay, what, this thing is not good and it could be better, it could be better like this, and we should learn how other civil societies are fighting for also their rights. Everything is not well, like here, since I came here, the laws are being changed and adjusted. Everybody know this. So look at all these cars and look at all the people that came to collect cars. All the people, look at all these cars. Look at five cars. You cannot tell me that all these cars belong to Igbo people. This must be a collection of people spread across all ethnicity. And the question you have to be asking yourself, even if somebody lose their life in the process of that offense, then you have to take that person that did that offense and take them to court, and they will be charged for that consequence of, say, because of this your offense, somebody don't pay with his life. So you have to go in for a longer period because of the consequence of what you did. But taking the car and just auctioning it, it doesn't solve the problem at all. And if you are looking for all law and order in Lagos State, you want everybody to be obedient, to follow the law, then this is not the way, because you are creating room. Imagine all these cars, everybody that own this car now, maybe they needed to go somewhere, maybe like, you are creating a room for people to now go and be stealing, people to go and do anything to make ends meet. Why? Then you have not solved the problem, if you really want to solve the problem. So the person that sat down in the Senate and drafted this law needs to be questioned, and the people need to go out there and protest against this kind of law. Yes, you can fine somebody. Yes, you can punish people, but this is not a punishment for traffic offense. Look at, let me read what the government said. According to the chairman of the agency, Chief Superintendent of Police, CSP Shola Jejeloye, through the Public Affairs Office, he said that Mr. Rahim, that's the name of this public affairs officer. He said that the vehicles were impounded by the state task force for flouting traffic rules and regulation. Like, really? Okay, fine. If people flout traffic rules like anywhere else in the world, You give them fine. Like, for example, we see American people most of the time when they're talking about our people in America that look like us, one of the things that make police to come in contact with them most of the time is when they are driving on the road, the police will stop them. And it's usually for one offense or the other. Maybe they are not, their headlight is off. You are supposed to be driving with your headlights on in the night, for example. And the speed limit most of the time. Maybe they wrote 50 miles per hour and you will be driving more than that. I don't even know if there are streets that have speed limits in Nigeria, in Lagos, for example. You know? No, 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 no. You have to, like for example, what Chinese is doing for public funds, because public funds have far more reaching consequences. For example, if a public official stole the money that is supposed to be used for a road, you know all the consequences of what that can lead to on that road. But we are talking about a vehicle. A vehicle. That vehicle is not the offender. So why would you take the vehicle? You have to punish the offender. You have to find a way to punish the offender. And you have to make your laws clear. And one way of making your law clear is making it compulsory for everybody that drive in Lagos to go through driving school and have a uniform driving school certificate. So with that, you can even teach the people the rules of driving in Lagos. Like I remember when we were much younger, there was one time, this zebra crossing. And they were asking motorists, people who are driving buses, downfall and all this thing, what do they think that, that zebra stripe mean? And they are like, they are like, some of them were saying, and dear, if you don't reach there, now you go the wrong way, where they didn't even know what it meant. So this is an extreme reaction to a bad situation, and it's going to go into a vicious cycle. So the question is, what does the government want to achieve with this? If you think you can achieve obedience with this, it's not going to yield obedience. It's just like when they say, hey, if you catch person wait, if finish and do and jungle this thing. How many people are still stealing every day? People will still go into a shop in spite of that consequence that they can lead them everything. They will still be doing it. So it's not necessarily a deterrent. And the government cannot be seen to be doing draconian something like this. It is not okay. And this is something that can be taken up. It's not something for ethnic jingoists to start saying, oh, is Igbo cars. So no, it's not something for ethnic jingoists to carry on. It's something for people who are passionate patriots to look at something like this, and you have the means, you take it to court, you fight against that part of the legislation that gives them that legitimacy to do this, so that they will amend the law. That is what you are supposed to do. So this law is very draconian, and when we are complaining of what Oyibo is doing us, how Oyibo is not treating us well, we also have to think about how we are treating ourselves, because sometimes we don't remember that the humanity that we want, the way we want to be treated humanly by other people, we don't consider it when we are dealing with ourselves, and we need to think about that. You understand? We need to think about where is our own humanity when we are not being humane with our own fellow Africans, that when we are dealing with them, we are looking for the harshest way to go. And these are the people that came for the auctioning, and these are the cars. Why would we do that like that? Why can't we show compassion to ourselves? Yes, we want our place to be like Oyibo country, but Oyibo country, they don't do draconian law like this. They take their people into consideration, because everything will come back to the society. If you take away somebody's means of going to work, the person is not able to go to work again. And then when the person is not able to go to work again, the person is not able to pay his bills. And when the person is not able to pay his bills, and maybe the person cannot afford healthcare, and the family goes, it's a ripple effect. But because the government is not really looking into the impact of what they are doing on the society, so they are not even understanding what they are doing. Yeah, so the thing is now, for example, sometimes maybe the vehicle is not in a good condition. You can say maybe the vehicle is not in so these are the people that they were crying when their own vehicle came up. So obviously there are people who are interested in the vehicles and who wanted to have their vehicles back, but who couldn't have the vehicle. So look at all these vehicles, they are very good condition. I don't know the engine, what they look like, but when you are looking at this vehicle, they look like they are in good condition. So tell me, why would the government do something like this? That is draconian. That is inhumane. Where is our humanity? It's almost like we remember that we have humanity when we are dealing with outsiders. Like when Oyibo is dealing with us, that's when we now know, oh, they are treating us bad. But when we are treating bad ourselves, we'll say, yes, we need it. They are not hearing what we need to deal with them. But, we need to also show that humanity and teach other people how to treat ourselves. Like we can say we treat ourselves like this and we don't expect people to treat us less. We cannot be mean to ourselves like this and then we expect outsiders to be good to us. Eh? You understand? So we have to be humane with each other. It's not like when you look at foreign countries like here, it's not because they that they love each other. It is that rule of law, but the law has to be something that people can follow, not something people will be forced to rebel. And then you have to be thinking that law that you are implementing, to what end? You have to be look at the end, it is for the good of the society. So it's not about ethnic, oh, they hate Igbo or they hate Yoruba, because I believe these cars, there are so many, there is no way, there's no way all these cars will belong to one ethnic nation in Lagos State. Yeah, but the CSP say it was the Lagos State, like it's something with the government of Lagos, the law of Lagos. So I feel like there should be an outrage about this, that stop auctioning people's vehicle for traffic offense. Lay your traffic offense bare, let people know it. Put it on the signs. Put a signs on the road. Put signs on the road. Don't go here. Don't do like put red, put green, all over the world. People put signs. Where you cannot cross, there is a sign. They put red sign. They cross it. Make your rules clear, and don't do extreme draconian things that are inhumane, because we must show our own humanity too. Eh? You understand? They don't I don't think that they provide I don't know. I don't know. This is not about go back to your state issue, because when you are saying somebody is saying, oh, they hate us, and you are also saying that rhetoric, go back to your state, then it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And we're talking about building a country that will evolve to the country that everybody wants it to be. For example, somebody that is living here in America or in Germany or in anywhere, and you are telling if Oyibo is saying, go back to your country, it's offensive. So the same way if you say, go back to your state. But you can say, okay, follow the rules of the state. That's all. And let it end there. The law is too harsh. It's too harsh. Nigerians are citizens, so it doesn't matter where it happened, whether it happened in Lagos, whether anywhere it is happening, it is wrong. It has to stop. Simple. Don't stop auctioning people's car. Let me put the link. Stop auctioning people's car. Then another thing I wanted to talk about is so this is the link to join. Yeah, then if somebody lose their life because of the offense, then that person that causes will go in here. If you drive and because of that wrong driving somebody losing life, then you have to go to jail for manslaughter or something like that. Yes, there is no excuse. You will go in for that. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, good evening, my sister.
Hello, good evening.
I salute you for encouraged to always talk about the happenings in the country. Though you're not in the country,
Yeah.
it shows you have passion and love for your part of the country to see that it's in a right process, so to say.
Yeah.
Speaking about the topic, though I have a divergent opinion of what you're saying,
Okay.
and I have my reasons for that.
Okay.
Um, I know most of the laws that have been enforced or that have been mounted on people is not being done to stop the crime completely. Crime cannot be stopped completely. We
Okay.
can only minimize or mitigate or reduce the level of crime because God created all of us with different mindset, with different
Mm.
understanding.
Okay.
Some
Yeah. You're
people have
welcome, my brother. Yeah.
Yeah, thank
some
you.
people have what we call an evil mind.
Yeah.
Some have what we call a devil mind, and some who have what they call a good mind. So no matter what, you still have some people that will go against the law that is guiding them. That is
Okay.
just an introduction about the topic. The
Okay.
point I'm trying to pinpoint or I'm trying to buttress on this topic is that sometimes if I sit down and think about our habit in Nigeria, I feel like from which planet are we from? Because a law will be will be there, and someone will know the law, and intentionally the person will break the law to see
Mm.
what will happen to him. So to me, since based on what you read now, that these cars have gone through court process and the court decided the fate of those who own the car,
Yeah.
I think I see no wrong about the law. To me, that is my understanding. We
Okay.
have this understanding. That is my understanding because I'm trying to base my understanding based on our habit in Nigeria. I'm not trying to compare with other countries. If other countries may make it the law to be only paying fine, I'm telling you, if the law in Nigeria to be is to only to pay fine, some people will go against the law in order to pay the fine. Some
Mm.
people will go against the law in order to see what will happen to them intentionally. It is only in Nigeria you will see a car that is completely 100% dead, but still on the road driving,
Mm.
driving some carrying some goods. It's only in Nigeria you see that. It's only in Nigeria someone will violate a traffic rule and you talk to him, he will abuse you.
Mm.
He will even hijack the person that is trying to correct him. Though we have one or two challenges with also those who are enforcing the law of the law trafficking, maybe sometimes they will collect bribe, the person will violate the law, and instead of them to take him to their office for him to be punished, they will only collect bribe of maybe 1,000, 5,500 and let him go. And tomorrow he will still repeat the same thing. So my own understanding about this issue is that I think the law is to some extent is okay because some people have a devilish mind to be sincere. That is my understanding. Maybe I know my brother
Okay,
Mr.
my brother.
Chimezi.
Let's hear from you.
Good evening, Aminia. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
First, blessed I say thank you for playing this video. Let me start. I made a video this morning on my way to work. I couldn't hold it
Mm.
because of the ethnic coloration. At least most persons have seen the other elderly man crying.
Mm.
From everything you could tell, he's a Yoruba.
Mm.
And if I'm to presume his religion, he should be a Muslim.
Mm.
Now, to the topic, traffic offense do not warrant any draconic action. Lagos state government in that law is wrong. If truly we have a woke society, civil liberty movement, and proactive political parties, Lagos state government, Lagos State Assembly needs to be called out to review that law and put measures that are commensurate with the crime.
Uh,
Now,
just just a moment. Let me interrupt you. So there's one bingo here. He's saying, Madam, what are you complaining about? I thought you are in love with Nigeria system. You castigate Nahade when he complains. What is your point? Enjoy. So one bingo. What is your problem when we are talking about Nigeria? Eh? Abi, you know go your bingo land. Sorry.
you see, that was one of the reasons because I don't, I wouldn't say I'm disappointed because when I saw what some few persons were posting on their page this morning. I had to do what my little video. Now, the essence is this. Traffic law, it is not the same as somebody taking arms to go rob a bank. First and foremost, let's separate the driver from the vehicle.
Yeah.
The vehicle is not as a result of proceed of crime.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't blame the court. This thing has been ongoing. People did not pay any mind. Probably this caught their attention because of the widow. If anyone, even this has been going on for the last 5 years in Lagos State. It's not a new law. But this law is simply draconic when we talk about traffic offense. Now, if you talk about traffic offense, what categories? You have drink driving, reckless driving, driving without seat belts, driving on a mobile phone, overspeeding, wrong parking, doubling. I'm telling you from my own environment. So somebody driving against one-way traffic is a traffic offense. Even here, people mistakenly go on one lane. Nobody chases them.
Yeah.
They get a letter, but we've not gotten to that point yet.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe because we are Nigerians. Why I'm saying this, I have worked with a Yoruba guy who developed a blue chip that companies are using in Europe. Say, for example, now, do you guys know the person that developed inter-switch banking in Nigeria? He's the Yoruba guy based in the US.
Wow.
The government do not want to embrace technology. I'm saying this, that's my field. Nigerian government do not want to embrace technology. Speed cameras are not made by God. It's human, they will mount it. Incorporate it, that you can read. I don't want to say sometimes, they can mount it that can read plate numbers in Nigeria. These things, say for example, there are technologies consumed in the UK. It's not being manufactured by UK. They bought it. I work for a company that we buy, softwares from companies that is based in America, Australia, Germany. Even like sewage, there are things they mount that you can see the sewage real time if it's overflowing or what. But I don't want to distract the conversation. What I'm saying, the Nigerian government has the wrong motive. Lagos State government can build a database for Lagos State. Say, for example, first offenders. You make sure you get their details right, which is what their Nigerian passport or their driver license. Make sure that name is right. It takes their database. They commit another offense. Once you run it on the system, it will come up that on this day, by this time, at this location, you committed this offense. Like you rightly said, they can withdraw their driver's license.
Yeah.
Auctioning somebody's vehicle that he committed a traffic offense.
That is extreme.
That is draconic, my brother.
Yeah, that is extreme. I think at the end, the motive is no longer to correct or to build a better society, but
now,
to punish.
I'm coming.
Even now,
okay. So for example, now let's be realistic here. We've seen this guy from Arise TV in an SUV driving on the wrong lane in Lagos. Was that vehicle impounded?
No.
Because that vehicle belongs to the VIP. They target the weak and the vulnerable. Let me tell you, my brother, this traffic law, the way I see it, it is being targeted at the weak and the vulnerable. How many Lexus or Bentley did you find there? These are, if you talk about reckless driving, it's not just the bus drivers alone. If you want to go down that route, if they breathalyze half of the drivers on the road, they will all fail it, including the police vehicles, including even the last man or the traffic, whatever. We want to get a better society. We don't want a draconian society.
Yeah.
This law, it is too high-handed for such an offense.
The law is not.
I am coming. If his vehicle that was involved in it, like here now, they will crush the vehicle. If it's a vehicle that was involved in an armed robbery, then it's a different kettle of fish. Anybody, see, sometimes people go blank. People can be in distress. People can drive against oncoming traffic, but there's no excuse. Penalizing them is, even when you look at the fine, it's hefty. 100,000, 200, which means the interest is to rip the people apart.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, here in the UK, there is no traffic offense that goes above £85. How are you going to charge somebody 200,000 for traffic offense? So if they maliciously arrest 50 people in a day, remember, there's no way they can prove it. It is their word against their word. If it is here, you have to bring real time. Like the council, they will send you a picture and photo of when you committed the offense. Now, say for example, somebody caught me, maybe I'm trying to negotiate or like going to a street. There's no way that I have to like drive a little bit towards oncoming traffic. Maybe these guys are causing me, start harassing me. Where is the video evidence to show that I committed an offense?
Yeah.
There's none.
There's
So
none.
in real time, it is my word against their word.
Hmm.
Now you're asking me to pay 400,000. That is why when they tell you Lagos is making 100 billion, people are not questioning what sort of. See, my brother, people are living through their nose. Say, for example, now that very young guy, he went to prison. Is that not an enough punishment for driving offense? Why confiscate his car? Why try to auction it?
Was he sentenced? How did he end up in prison?
Now, that is part of the law. They took them to prison. Because if you read, somebody gave me a screenshot, but it's very tiny. It's like small letters. Now, I shared this, the Vanguard interview. They went to the guy's house. He did not kill somebody by driving. He did not get into armed robbery. This is a simple traffic. In fact, from his own word, they accosted him in Sele. So it is his word. Nobody can say anything. If it is in the UK or the Germany or anywhere, they will play the video to show what happened. Because they're always either static cameras or CCTV. They can pick the event. Maybe might not pick the voice, but at least we can see the motion and movement around. Now, nobody can say what happened, how he was arrested. But this is his own word. He was arrested in Sele. Next thing, they blindfolded him. Next thing, he spent 3 days somewhere. Next thing, they took him to court. He went to prison. And in that course, he lost his daughter, who was ill. Where is the empathy? Now, you see, I'm not trying to justify people that go into criminality. Such thing can make that guy to fall on the wrong hands. He takes up arms. Who will be the victim? It is yourself and myself. Not the government officials. Not the last man. Now he gets angry. He sees somebody's doing POS. He wrote at the slightest location. They shoot.
Yeah.
We
So
are trying to build a society.
With this video, what I want to achieve is for people to understand that not every law at the time it was passed will work for the betterment of the society per se, but it can be amended, and that amendment will only come when people understand that this law can be protested against, can be complained against. You can go and fight for that law to change.
Give me 1 minute.
The problem we're having is everybody is doing ethnic, they hate Igbo, they hate
thank you. That is what I want to come into. Give me 1 minute now. You see, the other day, Emmanuel Wanyawu had a birthday party. Hope Uzodinma made a speech. You never, this guy from Arise, they took it, start building ethnic jingoism in it. Now, this thing that happened has gone viral. If every media houses in Nigeria pick it up and start calling out Lagos State government, and civil liberties start mounting pressure group, every platform, every space goes on it, do you think they will not sit up and amend that law?
Yeah. Ozubono, immediately.
Exactly, they will.
At least my own side of it.
The problem is that most of the journalists in Nigeria are only looking for popularity, simple cheap popularity. They will never come online to talk about this issue like this.
Igbo, this.
I'm telling you. Look at how Erufai is profiling this issue of Uzodinma as if Uzodinma killed someone from his family. I don't understand.
If you watch the video I did in the morning, I even mentioned that Useni, he's a mischievous human being. But look at him when he was caught in a traffic offense. He was bragging to call the governor, even wanting to fight the police officer. So he has no respect for the law. But now he wants to hold on just few paragraphs to begin to tell Igbo man that it's not. I don't want to deviate this conversation. My point is, let us not be too draconic. And considering that we are coming out of post-pandemic economy, the Lagos State government should think. I mean, now look at the other elderly Yoruba man. That man could go home and have stroke.
Yeah.
And most of them now, even these motorists, they suffer a lot in the hands of these touts and road transport workers. That is even enough to give somebody stress for the day. How many tickets do they buy in a day? Practically many Nigerians, they are just struggling to eat. The government is not there to help a struggling family. Probably now, look at that young man. If you investigate more, his little girl would have been alive if we had a functional society where, the mother, while he was incarcerated, the wife could have gone to the hospital to get treatment. I mean, there are things I don't want to say for goodness sake because
Yeah.
Nigeria is breaking. I
Okay,
want to say
anyway,
that works.
like what I'm trying to say is like if you are out there and say, oh, Igbo, oh, they hate you, it's not about Igbo. It's
It's not
about
about
the
Igbo.
law that the Lagos state government has made that gives them this power and this authority to impound these vehicles and auction it. Because first of all, it has to go through the court and the court has to forfeit it to them to be able to sell it to the public. So the protest should be directed to the law, to the
That is
lawmakers that created that law. Whoever conceived that law should be made to answer, like, what were you thinking? Because we are complaining all the time that white people did us this, Asian people did us this, but look at what we are doing to ourselves. We are not showing humanity to ourselves. We are not treating ourselves well. It's almost like it's only when outsiders do something to us that we realize that we are doing it is something bad. It's like when they say, oh, Igbo do this or Igbo did, everybody will say, yes, yes, these people, they are like this. But what about what we are doing to ourselves? We need to look at the result of what we are doing. For example, you want people to obey the law. It's very good. You want people to obey traffic light. But you as a government, what have you done? Did you put on signs? Did you put
What
on
mechanism, what tools have you put on online
what
to?
tools have you put? All those places that people are driving one way. Is there a sign showing you can't drive this way? Do people have the education to understand the traffic
even
sign?
blessed on, you hit the nail on the head earlier on. How many Nigerians would come out to say they went to driving school? Even do we have a manual where people read? Like here, you have a software or a book you can buy if one, like driving book. When you want to drive, you have to read it. Then you have to go sit for exam, pass the
Yeah.
exam before you start your practical. And part of
Ours
this
here,
practical,
even the
part of
license is through the window, my brother. Even the license is through the window
that.
to collect it. They have
Now,
the booklet
like rightly
for
said,
driving in Nigeria, but people do not even go through it. They will just pick a car from house and come out with it.
now,
It's
okay,
unfortunate.
I
It's
will say this
unfortunate.
now. Most of these drivers or offenders arrested, they could use them to run a campaign on awareness courses. I mean, say for example, now you get them to do it like a sort of community service for
Yeah,
3 months.
where they have to
But
go to school by force. Then
school,
you have
Yeah.
an institution where they are teaching them the traffic laws
the
of
traffic
Lagos.
law,
And then we go and sit down there. From time to time, you go to motor parks and there will be education. Like in agriculture, where they send all these agri extension workers. I don't know if they still do it now. In those days, they used to do it. So something like that is what you are going to be doing. Like, what have the states done? It's one way to say, okay, police people on the road say, you did it, you need to teach people also, and you have to have the right laws defined so that everybody will know, like, I did this thing, this is my offense, and this is
My
the
sister,
fine
most
I
of
will
the
pay.
times, the problems we found ourselves in their country, Nigeria, is that lack of proper explanation and elaboration about any law you want to do. Like
you
this
see,
law now,
I
it
mean,
could be of paramount important. From time to time, they should be online, maybe in TV station or radio, re-explain, re-digest the law to the society so that they will listen and understand these are the fine, or these are what's the 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 fine you're going to be given when you broke such. But there's no explanation. The law will be there,
no,
and
you
people.
see,
It's unfortunate. It's
I
unfortunate.
mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'll
So
say this.
people in Nigeria, people in Lagos, people that are into law, people that have big platforms, you need to talk about this
That
in a
is
way that the government must rethink this law and their approach, and it bring more means of sensitizing the people, educating the traffic people. Like, I like that Lagos is trying to modernize and is bringing in a lot of innovation, but more can be done. But when you are doing it, you have to always have our humanity at the back of your mind.
absolutely.
It's not about being draconian to say, oh, you are strong, oh, you want to be the harshest, the most punitive. It is not working. These are the things that colonial masters did to us, they brought to us. They use that hand on us. They don't use that hand on themselves. They use that hand on us because they see us as less, as beast of body, they can treat us anyhow, and they have gone since. And we are the only way we think that we can make sense is if we are harsh. But we forget that this harshness is something that was learned, because when you see the way the colonial master was beat, do all kind, you not think that's the only way you can teach your people. No, that's not the only
You
way
see,
to.
I mean,
You
I'll
have
say
to
this now.
be humane.
If,
Yeah.
if the Federal Road Safety and other relevant agencies now introduce speed cameras on Nigerian roads, and they get every motorist to go and register with their details, speeding would reduce. Nigerians apply those speed because they know there is no consequences. Now, once the camera catches them overspeeding, the information is being relayed to the server. The people working there will now print it out. From the plate number, you run it against whoever is registered. And now Nigeria has data. People have NIM or something, which,
BV.
you see, that's what they call central database in the UK. If you don't trace me by my passport number, with my NI number, you can still figure me out. What is that NI number? When you run it, they run it on the central database. It will bring up my most recent address, because of what? It is linked to my employment. And they can connect it to my bank as well. So they cross-check, okay, this is the most recent address.
So our brother here from Prime View Television, he's saying that the cars are crushed in the UK for no road tax.
Not traffic offense. No, road tax is different. Like that's what they call road tax. For example,
But
if you have to park it by the government road, you have to have a tax. And if they impound it, they give you time to pay. If you don't pay, they'll crush it, not auctioning it.
Wow.
That is not road tax. Is
That one
different
is
from
still
traffic offense.
that is another extreme. Oh.
It's not extreme. They give the person time to pay. And if you can't pay, they crush it. Number
It's
one,
not
everybody in the UK
affordable.
knows you cannot park your car by the road, on a government road, if it's not, it doesn't have a road tax. And even if your road tax expires, say you ship it out of the country, you have to write to DVLA, providing evidence of shipment, so they cancel the road tax. Except you have to park it in your private garage. You have to go to be on the road.
my brother, Mr. Harry, sometimes in this Nigeria, because I was opportune to find myself, I think, in Bochester, I think last 5 months or thereabout, and there was an information by the state government that everyone that knows his license for driving is about to expire or have expired should come forward for renewal. But to my surprise, most of the people, I'm telling you, start complaining, no money. They were running away. If they know they're not going to follow this road and they're going to meet maybe road safety, they will change a route. We have so much issue on this country based on the mindset of the people. I'm telling you.
No,
Some people will be using one license. I'm telling you,
no,
some people will be using
no.
one license. 3 of them will be using one license.
You
They
see,
will
So
just photocopy it,
so
photocopy the number, the plate number, and you'll be using for like 5 cars or 3 cars. I'm telling you, in Nigeria.
can I say something now? You see, the
Go
truth
on.
is, the government needs to become more innovative. Now, fingerprints, these are part of database. If you catch the person the first time, you run their fingerprint on it. It cannot change. The next one, you run it. I agree. You see, Nigeria is not the only place people want to cut corners, right?
I know.
Even in
I
the
know.
UK, people want to cut corners. But at the
I
end
know.
of the day, innovation has to be part of the change we're talking about. There's nothing stopping Lagos State government. I tell you this, if they introduce speed cameras and they get every person to register their plate number and update their record, people become more cautious of driving. And secondly, they need to do what they need to do. Most vehicles are not roadworthy. Like, these are things I think the Federal Road Safety, they need to do their job. Say, for example, even at night, you see a trailer with one headlamp driving on the road.
Complete trailer, no light. I'm telling
No
you, complete
light.
trailer, no light. In a hurry.
I'm listening. We all want a country that works.
yeah.
I'll be dishonest to myself, because at the end of the day, I want to feel as safe as the way I feel in the UK when I come to Nigeria. What broke my heart is seeing those elderly people crying. Not even just that woman alone, but I wondered why some few persons decided to pick that woman and try to push it as if it's just Igbos and the rest of
No,
us.
no, no, no.
And this is something that's been going on,
Actually what is wrong with the whole
and people need to
narrative.
stop it.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
telling
begging.
you.
That made this morning.
Always trying to give an incident or an issue ethnic correlation. I don't know what is our problem. Sincerely.
And I'm begging, I'm seriously begging those people from the southeast. They don't know the damage they're even doing to our own people. You begin to make them to have that psychological mentality of a defeatist. When they are walking, they feel defeated. They feel enslaved.
Yeah, the main thing is Nigerians as a whole, they need, especially southern Nigeria. I don't know about northern youths or northern people, but southern Nigeria, there is a notion that the laws are there for to be walked around. And we see it when they come abroad, they bring it to them. That's why you see what is happening in UAE, in America, here in London. People just think about how to walk around the law. They are not thinking about following that law. In fact, when you are following the law and doing everything legal, they are seeing you as there. Mumu, see this one. You are not smart. So they are looking at someone that is able to go around the law as smart. So, that mentality needs to end so that people will know that when there is a law and there is a ruling, say like this, it is actually a ruling, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be looking how to go around it. No, do it. There's nothing Nigeria will not do to walk around the law, even here in this country.
Absolutely.
Even here in this country, for example, they will say, okay, for you to get your citizenship or your pass, to get documentation, you need to pass German at this level. Do you know that Nigerian people will go for that exam? They will carry somebody to go and write exam for them. inside German exam. Like, they know us. Everybody, they all of us, they see us as one. Like, so for example.
It's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, to be sincere.
I wish.
So I feel like I feel the need. Say, okay, you want to control, but I also feel like we must put humanity also there, and we
It's very
must put
important.
the
It's
law
very
in a
important.
way that it can be implemented. Because when you want to empower them and say them, it's a long process. It makes it very difficult, and the rich ones will get away because they are able to pay whatever money you offer, and the poor ones are stuck, like my brother is saying.
Not
So
even a concept, for
moving on.
example, if it's one of the Lagos big boys. Okay, I'll use another example. I think one of the Nigerian musicians was arrested for assaulting a police officer. That is good example.
That one, he came out
Exactly.
today. He said he now enjoyed, he now appreciate freedom. That the price of freedom. Like, I don't know, like, what gives people the guts to see a policeman and like raise your hand? Like, I don't know how
That's
we
what
are.
I mean. Why? Do you know why? Do you know why that happens? Because the institution have failed the police officers. When they give up police officers to these celebrities who are nobody, in the United Kingdom, you have to go and hire a private bodyguard or close protection. No, I mean, not even, they will not give you any metropolitan police officer to follow you around. But this is a nonsense we see in Nigeria. And that is why they have that ego to harass and embarrass.
And they will be opening door for them. So when you do, but even
my brother Musa Saleh, I swear to God,
if not the extreme,
I want my Nigeria change.
If not the extreme,
no, we have the same mindset, to be sincere. I want Nigeria to change because, as I told you, majority of Nigerians, 90%, our mindset is not good.
Okay, now
to be sincere.
Okay, now if you watch that the freezes in London a few days ago, look who is walking around with. No police, it's this private bodyguard or highest close protection. But let us some personality be in Nigeria. They will go and give one DPO money. They will assign mobile police to them, and even the mobile police can be overzealous and kill an innocent person. You see, my brother, when I say our institutions are weak to the foundation, people think I'm saying for saying sake. Maybe when you stay in a different environment for over a decade plus, see the way things are working, and if you have a genuine heart, you begin to weep every day. Every Nigerian wants to run down. Even see most of them when they come back, you cannot go into the bank in this country and shout in the banking hall to anybody. You don't dare it. But see most of them, they go and they start harassing people in the bank.
I remember when I was in Nigeria,
It happens everywhere, my brother. It happens everywhere. There was a day I went to one filling station. I want to fill my uncle's car. I'm telling you, one guy just come from behind. We have almost 20 people in the line. 20. He just moved, entered from the second gate that he went to he want them to give them. I say, I swear to my father, if they give you fuel today here, we die. Everybody has to collect before you could. That is the reality of the game. You cannot just
Yeah,
meet us. We are also human beings. 20
like
people, and you want to just corner your way and take fuel and go. Even if it's your father's fuel station, you have to wait. And
like
as at
like
then,
like with
as I
issue.
raised my voice, people were coming up to support me. But at then, people were just looking at him as if it's just an angel that comes to this filling station. I don't
Is
understand.
like the issue.
This our brother is saying, is that how they do in Germany over there? How can people who commit offense should be allowed just because of humanity? No, that's not what I'm saying. You are not getting the clear picture. I'm saying whatever punishment you are putting out for the offense, let it be
There should be some
controlled.
dignity.
Let it be balanced with the offense. Let it not be too harsh, too draconian.
Now,
And
now,
always think about the humanity of the offender, of the society that you are even protecting. Whether that punishment is going to lead to more problem for the same society, or whether it's going to be solving the problem of dissidents in the society. So you have to weigh the punishment you are giving to a particular offense. So before I talk too much, because we are almost an hour on this topic, I want to bring the next topic, which is Ladipo and Oyingbo Market. So the government have said that they are intending to shut down those markets. So let me read what they are saying. Say, our attention has been drawn to
I've
the
been going to the
deplorable
probable state of the management.
environmental
Mm.
environment around Ladipo Market, Mushin and Oyingbo Market, resulting from reckless waste dumping by traders. Despite serving them abatement notices, they have continued the mindless environmental violation. We are left with no other choice than to evoke the necessary sanction of shutting down the markets. This is also meant to serve as a deterrent to other nonchalant markets. Odumboni was quoted as saying in a statement signed by the agency spokesperson, Folashade Kadiri. You understand? So the what they want to do now is we have intensified our sanitation efforts by deploying trucks to clear black spots across the metropolis, especially business facilities. However,
This
however,
effort have
these
been tainted.
efforts, huh?
The effort have been tainted by the
Yeah,
activities of
yeah.
by the
So
activities of mischievous persons who should
yeah,
rather dump their waste and are
yeah,
instrumental on the road.
yeah.
They pay for waste services. He urged the traders on other markets to adhere strictly to the environment hygiene or
Mhm.
risk indefinite closure of their market.
Yeah. So now, for example, this is okay now. Now, like the news that they want to close this market is already generating this attention and this reaction. So me, I would think that now you cannot say you did not hear again. If you are in this market, you are market leaders. What is going to be your excuse now, since they are giving you notice and they are telling you now, do something about the state of your markets. The environmental hazard is creating, they don't like it. Change it. So if they now go ahead and start, you understand, taking action on this market now, it's going to be justified because you were warned. You were warned. And then they say that they put trucks there. Hey, hello, Jerome. They say they put trucks there that to be clearing the market. I feel like this is an eyesore, and this is not just like the people themselves themselves, like the state of this place is I don't know. I believe the government will be justified if they decide to take action to clear this place, because this is just too much. You understand me? So I feel like this is not about ethnic thing
Not at all.
now.
But, yeah, go on, go on.
Yeah, because now they are still saying we are going to they are going to indefinite. So because when I started, a brother wrote that there's another market, there's a market, he called it that they are not doing anything about that market because the people in that market are not people from the southeast majorly, so there's always that kind of push, to
Emotional feeling.
have that
Mm.
ethnic something there. But
Mm.
even though you are from wherever you come from and you see the state of this market in this condition, like hello, I mean, do you have to come from anywhere to know that this is a hazard? Like this is a hazard. We see this kind of conditions, especially this one, we see this kind of conditions also in Aba, for example, and we wonder, so is somebody said it, like one of my sisters said that where their house, that people just come and dump trash there. So I always say, if the government have not provided trucks, means for them to evacuate the waste, then the government cannot complain. But because people in the city, what are they going to do? How are they going to dispose of the waste?
Mm.
But if the government say that they provided trucks, then it is left for the market people to organize themselves and find a way to keep their environment clean
I
and
think
use
so.
the services that the government is providing. And if they need to pay for the services of the waste people, because we pay for waste clearance here too, everybody pays. And then you have to put it there. There are people who, there is their job, they come, they take the trash. So you have to pay for the services. If the government is even providing you any means for you to even accomplish that, so that this is not going to spiral into another, oh, they hate us, oh, ethnic coloration.
Blessed, you see, the truth is, for me as a person, it has to be demolished.
Okay.
From the area picture we've seen, you see, we need to look at the bigger picture and the long term. The only thing is, if there is a way they could have a short-term measures
Mm,
to deal with the sanitation in the market. One, the road is not even motorable. Say, for example, if there's anything as such as a hazard and it results to fire in the middle of the market, there's nowhere or a means the fire truck can even
Enter
access.
in.
And that market do not have sprinklers. It do not have water valves.
hmm,
Secondly, I don't think we have the facilities to fight fire by air. The thing is this: most things we are done hastily, and most things we are done with complete disregard
hmm,
on every side. Now, same Lagos State, only this month alone, 7 buildings has collapsed. What does
hmm.
that say? Corporate failure from the side of the government and the professional bodies. Now, I don't know if that market has a design. The only thing is, if there was a way they could speak with, have that interface with the market union and the
Hmm.
leaders,
Mm.
and they bring, consultants that speak to them. Let us remove ethnic lens and vested interest in this. We are
Hmm.
talking about safety first. You know, a little fire can engulf at midnight, and it will
Yeah,
just,
there was actually fire some weeks ago in that
yeah,
place.
and
Uh,
most of
yeah.
the things kept there are combustive. You have lubricants, you have things that are inflammable in nature. Now, what am I trying to say? If there were a vast land where they can build a modern market with the necessary facilities,
Yeah.
they put these things in place. A market like Ladipo should have sprinklers all over the place, and they should have like water valve in case there's fire. And secondly, there should be like a motorway in it. But the hygiene of the market is poor. And secondly, the Lagos State government has every right to do what they feel is deemed fit. The only thing, if they have to go to that measure, then have to look at the legal process and compensating people who own shops.
Hmm.
If it comes to the final decision that they need to remodernize
Hmm.
markets, nobody can stop it. After all, here in the UK, if Okay, Mr. Spence, I believe is still here. He can bear me witness. So many buildings has been, demolished to build new projects. Say, for example, in 2012, when they were building the Queen Elizabeth line, they had to relocate so many people, because after whatever, plan, they were on the way. And not just the train track, there's what they call, I've forgotten it, like a big hole, like a big pipe they drain where air can come in. One is by my land, because I did work on that, when I was working in the construction industry. You know, the gypsies that were living there, they had, in fact, they knocked off so many houses, but it compensated them. Even when you go to custom house, the building was there, they bought over the building, knocked it down. So these things happen. Even the HS2C, they knocked down so many buildings. But the only thing is, let's look at compensating adequately. But you know what? The government cannot keep bowing down to ethnic sentiment. If Lagos State believe they want to move their state from point A to B to the Lagos plan they have, I mean, it's something everybody has to sit on the table and discuss. Say, for example, now, look at the state of the market. Lagos State may not be happy with it. If they want to continue with that, they continue. But if the state government feels they need to redevelop, like they call it, regenerational projects, nobody can stop them. All they need to do is to look at, all angles, legal angles. Okay, you own this shop. We're going to pay XYZ amounts. We're going to give you this time to relocate. And probably, by then they must have built another place for them where they can move into and acquire new shops. But then I always say this: if we all keep listening to this ethnic sentiment, they hate us, oh, the government don't like us, nothing will be developed. Even the cities that is so, has this modern edifice, beautification, it comes at a cost. All we are saying, like, related to our first discussion, let us have that human face. Let's have that dialogue. Let everything not be draconic. Let everything not be fire brigade approach. Let everything not be from the point of where the citizens, we feel that the government do not carry them
We don't
along,
care about
or,
it.
chastising them so unnecessarily. So my brother, I will let you to yield now.
Yeah.
I appreciate your comment. You always give a wonderful inputs whenever you come online, and it's very educative, so to say. But finally, what I want to say is that yes, I finally bow to your point. The law is need to be looked into so that it will be a bit lenient to the offense, so that it will match with the offense committed. Because most Nigerians here in the country, honestly, are just trying to look for survival, so to say, and that those cars may be the only survival to some of them who owns the car, maybe the only thing they have as their wealth. So it's very unfortunate sometimes. But though we also the citizens have our own side of the problem, we want this issue to be looked into, and so that the law will be amended to suit the crime committed, in order to have a balancing issue on the traffic offender, so to say. I want to use this opportunity also to thank my sister, blessing them to always trying to create time out of no time to talk about things that are happening in the country. It shows that you have passion for the country to be good. May God Almighty bless you on this and protect you from your family, your workplace. May you always be growing. I really salute you, and I appreciate giving you opportunity to speak on your program. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
most welcome.
Yeah. So, my people, but like without even say maybe Lagos government come and say anything, this place now, when you are looking at this video, I beg, this picture now, what does it say about the people there? Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, why would you allow your environment to deteriorate to this extent, and you don't want the government to do anything or to intervene in any way? I don't understand it. I mean, it's not right. Hmm? Like one of our brothers saying that Fashola, the same environment problem, because of this environmental issue, more than 5 times this market was closed. What else do they want? Look at the market. What else do they want? Why can't you take the initiative and do the right thing before crying of ethnic humiliation? There was one market, one of our brother was talking about that the people in that market, nothing have done to be done to them. And somebody commented underneath and said that market was demolished. And we didn't hear any outrage or uproar because obviously the people that were dominated in that market were not people from the southeast. So why must everything be about a victim? Oh, I'm a victim. Oh, I'm a permanent victim. Like you yourself, that you are a leader in the market, when you look at this condition, this is a health hazard. Like so many sickness can come out from this place. Even women that come to this place, and the unborn children, like generation, like this is a very terrible environmental condition. And you don't need to be told to do something. You should actually be conversing with the government to say, what can we do? Help us. We need to get this trash out. And then you have to find a means to be getting the trash out and pay for the service. You are making money there. And let the government help you facilitate the moving out, and you will pay your own and there will be people, you can employ people, that will be their job. They will be coordinating the waste, and nobody will be done illegal dumping. You provide facilities that they are going to be putting the trash into, from where the people with truck will come and carry it. Why can't you create some order? Why does it have to be this crude? Or like, I don't understand what is going on. And I feel like now that they have already made it a point and are telling you, and the warning is there, is anybody going to say that they were not told, that they didn't know? So like when we are saying humanity now, we have seen that it has not yet happened, but they have issued a warning that because of the conditions, and everybody can see those conditions, why can't you do something about the condition and plead maybe for more time, that you are working, and everybody will see that you are doing something about it, if you really really want a safe environment, at least. And then if they are going to relocate the market, demolish the market, whatever, that it can be in phases and allow people the time, to take care of themselves instead of draconianism. I feel like now is still at a point that you can actually do something about.
It's a blessed if the Lagos State government said I was a member of the government, I would say this: let the market union go and bring their own environmental consultants. Let the government bring their own. Let them come and do their feasibility studies and bring out their reports. Bet me both consultancy will come to an agreement. But if the Lagos State government is only the one bringing an environmental consultant, people will begin to cry wolf. I don't want to mention ethnic lens. But if the market, leaders will go and bring two different consultants on their own and pay for it, for them to do an assessment of that environment, they will be, they will just come to the reality. No environmental consultant will give a pass. In fact, they will even make instant recommendation, demolish. That is just the truth.
And another thing, when you are looking at that market, the same way we have been doing market since how many generations ago, the same market we are doing, no innovation, no evolution.
Not at all.
So I believe that this market needs to evolve. The way of doing this market needs to evolve. And part of the reason why we see this heavy waste is because of the nature of the goods they are selling. Most of the time is second hand, like cars. They have to open them, and there's a lot of trash, metal waste, that maybe there's nowhere to take them to. So I believe that
I think what, from my experience in the UK, what they need to build is like an industrial estate with yards, not even markets. For business of that nature, what they need, like here in the UK, I don't even live far from, if I just about 20 minutes walk, is an, like an industrial estate, which deal with, big commodities and machineries and some stuff. So what they actually need is like an industrial village or estate, so that they don't mix things. Number one, they will give them stipulation: no beverage, no grocery, no food items. Because when you look at that market, people are selling other things. Then they could have like places, for canteens, like each unit, like yeah, they have unit 1, unit 2, like pockets of burger vans here and there, and create space, and it's motorable. Motors can drive in, forklifts can drive in. I don't know if trailers can even come in to deliver, commodities or goods in those places.
No,
You know, they, yeah, because what they sell is mainly automobile, so they need to, redesign, build, an industrial estate and separate it. But at the end of the day, if you want to bring, you see, governance comes with pain. This is one thing I've realized. There was a day I went to Enfield. I couldn't believe that was Enfield. Everything has changed, redeveloped.
yeah,
Even Stratford here, even Canning Town.
yeah.
People that live in London know what I'm talking about. Redevelopment. Previously used to be Newham Workplace, but they've knocked, high-rise building going here and there. New
Yeah.
projects springing up. These things come at a cost. It come with a pain. As at 5 years ago, there was not like Queen Elizabeth line. But today we have Queen Elizabeth line. There's overground not far from me. In fact, the train started running about last month ago. It comes with pain. But when you try to redesign the city, people don't understand it. And this is where maybe I would say due to the mutual suspicion between us Nigerians and our government, there's no sincerity of purpose. But these are things, they need to sit down. Like I did say, in my own, as a layman, let the market people go and bring their own environmental consultants to do their consultancy, give them time to, I don't even think that market has drainage.
I don't know, but I feel like our brother is saying that part of Ladipo was demolished like 3 years ago and rebuilt by the local government. So obviously it's a work in progress, but I feel like whatever needs to be done, they need to do something and very quickly, and the government needs to
Yeah.
see it, because no amount of crying, oh, they are hating us, they are loving us, will change the direction of the government, because this thing is a very, very, very serious health hazard,
And you know what?
nobody should allow it.
Not just that, but most of this market need to have like a clinic base. Say, for example, there should be defibrillators around. Any person can have health issues. Say, for example, heart attack. So there's no defibrillator. So how does the vehicle come in? Between that distance of vehicle assessing and get the person to the hospital can make a little bit of difference to save the person's life. Do they have defibrillators? Do they have like water
Yeah.
oxygens?
And
So many things. But at the end of the day, what do I know?
yeah,
That's why I said they need to get involved with some consultancies. But
yeah.
I mean, everything for us is just want to do it our own way.
Do, and then you cry victim, like, for example, if you are looking at this market now, it's not organized, like
Not at all.
every part, like it's almost like there must not be any free space, like every free space in that place is a waste, so everywhere must be occupied, like you are just saying, like if somebody wants to go, has an emergency, or there is a fire or something, there is actually no way out. Everywhere is jam-packed, everywhere is crowded. And these are part of the changes that need to happen. Like there need to be clear roads where people can drive in and drive out. It's not supposed to be a dead end like this,
Absolutely. And
And
they need to
so,
make a demarcation.
yeah, there has
If
to
these
be
people are selling
access
fruits, let them
routes,
sell fruits,
and where
not
people
having
are
everything
not
mixed
allowed
up.
to sell. Yeah.
Because if all over Europe you wouldn't see any market as this.
No.
Industrial estate is industrial estates. Industrial is industrial yard. You don't find any person selling anything chaos around it or indiscriminate shops here and there. No, these things need to stop. But at the end of the day, the government needs to do what they need to do, and the people need to understand what the government is doing. I mean, most of us go to Dubai. They love the environment. If we have some environment all over Nigeria, God no go come now. God never come to them tomorrow.
Yeah, like if the government wants to clear all these places now, they will be justified, honestly. Because even though you want to go there and get something to eat or whatever, but you are also putting your own health and your family at risk. And this is also more danger for the society at large. What if you catch something that is you can transfer to the other people in the society? It's also a health hazard for everybody.
Yeah.
So I feel like if this is really the condition of that place, then the government will be justified. And I feel like if you don't want the government to come in, then you start the clearance. You see, that's where I have a problem. If you say you have power, you are doing things, you know how to run your things, look at where you are running. This is, I mean, this is where you make your living. Why will it be in this condition? Where is your leadership? Where is your astuteness? Not just about, your community says a lot about you. Look at the state of your community where you are making your living. And there's supposed to be some kind of organization, some kind of arrangement, and all this trash not supposed to be where somebody will be sitting next to it. You understand? I feel like this is very, very dangerous, and the government will be justified, except they do something about it. And I feel like if this is really what it looks like, then no amount of the haters, the Igbo will stop this. Honestly, except the people are going to bring a video of that Ladipo or do live video and say this is not what the big place looks like, or it's looking different, or they are the one, they are just then, but if this is how the market really looks, then no, there is no need to have this kind of market in place right now. That's my humble opinion, honestly.
I agree with you absolutely. I agree with you absolutely. At the end of the day, no,
So you cannot be
there
doing
shouldn't be
things
first aid.
against the law, and you don't want correction.
If you go back to the other video, you see the way they are hanging metals indiscriminately.
Yeah,
that could even fall and hurt someone. So which they're not even thinking health and safety in place. There's no health and safety. Say for example, now a strong metal falls and hits someone. Unfortunately, it might be on the head. So there's not even what will I say, stretcher, no first aid, no nothing. So how are they gonna get the people?
Too much hazard, safety.
I mean, no. This is absolutely bad. This is absolutely poor.
No.
And this place, place like this, most of those things should have forklifts. But believe me, they'll be using their manual strength to stack them up and load them. There should be, at least forklift access.
Yeah, like I feel like what the government needs to do is maybe give them time, and then let everybody know that they are going to demolish the whole market and rebuild it. I don't know, or do something drastic about it. Create road, organize it in lanes, let there be space for air, for movement, for access, for security, for even if you say people who are driving waste truck, where will they pass?
There's not just the government alone. For me personally, the market, leadership, they need to get consultants to work along with them. That they could show them, for example, now if you go into their shops, do they have the proper stacking formulas and everything? And everything is just kept indiscriminately. But if the government tries to do what is needful, they're gonna accuse them. But it's best the market leadership brings their own consultants and let the government bring their own, or let them just go and do their own consultancy, then let them get a report and take it up from there.
So our brother is saying that anything you buy there, before you leave, you will have to pay money to the market task force before you move the goods. Wow.
That is a common practice almost in Nigeria. It goes as far as even fruit garden markets in D-Line in Port Harcourt. I'm telling you, this was how happened when I was a child, and I don't know if it's till now. A basket of tomatoes you buy, you keep on the ground, people collect money. And at the end of the day, that's sometimes when we try to accuse the government, for Nigeria to change, it has to be all encompassing. The citizens, the government, everybody has to have a shift of mindset. From those in government, they are there to serve, not to enrich themselves. From the ordinary citizens, we have to have a shift of mindset. Because at the end, say for example, maybe one of these days, I might go to my local market and make a video, back in market. After the market, you see, they borrow, they start cleaning up everything. People pay for it.
Yeah,
it's not free.
The same thing here. Like when they have open market where people can go, and most of the market people come with trucks that looks like shops.
Yeah.
like big truck,
This
van. I don't know
cabin
what they call
trucks.
it, cabin shops or something.
Yeah.
So they open it and they are selling from there. And when it's 6 p.m., or I think the market closes at 6 p.m., then they put everything in their shops and then they drive away. Then the environmental people will now come and clean the whole place. They even spray water on the
I mean,
ground
but
and
when it comes
clean
to
it
the next
up.
morning, we will not even believe there was a market there.
Yeah.
Maybe if I have the strength tomorrow, I'll just go to the industrial estate and maybe take a bus stop halfway, just make some few videos so that people get a picture of what I'm talking about. You don't mix up things like
That this is something very sad actually, because our people have been doing trading for so long, and you would have thought, okay, by now, since they are doing this trading and it's their thing, it could have been something that they would have established and evolve in it, and be able to
Bless them.
have
Do you know why they would
standard
want to evolve?
markets.
Say for example now, like I did mention consultancy. Do you think the average businessman, like if these guys go to a consultancy and they charge them, let's say 500 million, they wouldn't want to pay. You
Yeah,
see where
but
I'm coming
I'm
from?
looking at all our markets. It's the same thing. You can't even be pressed and have a functioning toilet in the markets, for example.
I know,
So
and they
I think
mix up
that
everything.
services people can actually render in an organized form, because especially the way we claim that we know too much, we are the best, but we're not, like the testament is not there to back it up. So you can go there, you can make money, but at the end of the day, this is where you are existing. What is the quality of the life you are living, even with your millions? Very poor, very
And
poor.
secondly, they forget, they pollute the air so much that, even the air they breathe in, the oxygen, it's harmful to their lungs. But what can you do? At the end of the day, the government has a lot to do, not just, and that's why I say, for now, everybody has to agree that changing Nigeria, you want to, like personally, if we are 10 Nigerians gathered here now, how do we see Nigeria? The way I see Nigeria is the Nigeria of the dream I want to see. But somebody wants it to continue that way, and yet you want to demand more from the government.
Yeah.
It has to be both sides.
Yeah.
We'll try to strike an equilibrium. No
Yeah.
society is perfect. Like you
Mm,
said, they evolve, they modernize.
mm,
As at 2010, there was not like Westfield in Stratford.
yeah.
It's just a new project that started about 2012 or
Yeah.
thereabout.
Like our brother is writing, I think Ladipo has environmental task force. What is their job? They have been bribed to look away. Exactly. This is your job, then you do it. You enforce the environmental, you provide
Absolutely.
the possibility for people to take out the trash. And if there are shops that are standing the way that need to leave, then so be it. Like,
Mhm.
you really need to reevaluate and re-strategize, and even have a corner that will be for food, that people that sell food, you want to eat, you go to that direction. You want
Absolutely.
pharmacy, you go to this direction. You
Mhm.
want motor parts, different type of motor parts, maybe Benz, you go to this, that like, show some modernity and evolution in a year of 2022. You cannot be selling market the way you were selling market since 1960, the same story, the same, hey, what's any shop you see, you understand? Like, let there be some change. And I believe that, especially now, the hazard of the waste is too much. Nobody can
Yeah,
overlook it. So
yeah.
they need to work towards that as soon as
I,
possible.
I agree with 100%. Like those of them who sell like heavy equipment, like engine,
Mm,
they have their own section. Those that will be selling like accessories, their own
yeah,
section, but not
yeah,
everything jam together. And at the end of the day, even sometimes I cry when you go there. You see some people, they buy engine, they carry engine in their head. How long do you want to keep living that way?
yeah.
How
And
long?
the oil from the cars, this dark oil, is also, it will not be all around the place, the whole ground. You will not step on
Now,
it, be
even
taking it around.
when they are moving that thing around, like if they are carrying this engine, they don't consider the next pedestrian, or they will be shouting. The person carrying that on her head, could slip and boy, thing fall for person head or leg.
You don't finish.
It don't finish. No insurance, no nothing.
Yeah,
But that's why I say education is needed. So the market union, they need to work with, some sort of consultancy, so that they can see these things for themselves and probably expose them to some, video materials and to understand what they are saying.
Yeah.
By the end of the day, for me, I don't buy into this ethnic coloration anymore. They can shout all they want. At the end of the day, if they go to Dubai, they have to abide. The
Mm.
only thing is, I would say that lawlessness has almost become a norm in almost every phase of our national life, and this is something every Nigerian needs to take into consideration. If we don't fix it, nobody fix it for us. Say, for example, it is almost 10 p.m. now. You might be surprised you go on the road. Yes, it's not well lit, but you see cars without headlamp driving,
Mm.
trailers with one headlamp driving. You know, on a Monday morning, say tomorrow morning, if you go to the motor park, you see drivers in indulging in alcohol, police officers indulging in alcohol. All these things has to change,
Mm.
but it will take a long while. It
Yeah.
will take a long
Yeah.
while, but not like as if anybody hates anybody. And secondly,
Mm.
it's not about race, it's not about gender, it's not about ethnicity.
Mm.
Not everybody is bound to like it, but for us to
Yeah.
get a functional society, we must be collectively willing to work towards it. You know,
Yeah. I really wish to close with saying that not everything is about ethnic persecution. Nobody is persecuting you because you are Igbo. The environment is dirty, it is dirty. And that car that was impounded and was auctioned, there are many ethnicity there, not because you are Igbo. So they need to stop this victim, eternal victim. I'm always a victim. You need to stop it. You are not, the world does not revolve around you. I'm sorry to break the news to you. The world, everything that is happening is not about you, and it's not revolving around you. Come away from it and start doing what you can do for yourself. Start doing what you can do for yourself. For example, this Ladipo market we are looking at, and not just Ladipo market, they called Mushin market, they called Oyingbo market. You are not the only one selling there. So, and if you are the majority, then bring your own orderliness as the majority, and put it to show there. This ethnic clamoring should stop. And if you are not feeling safe in other ethnic regions, then you go back to your region and do the needful in your region, because everybody still have their own home state. So there's no need for you to be everything you say. Oh, they hate us, they hate us, they hate us. So, and sometimes I've seen the state government in Imo or in Enugu demolition market trying to do the same thing. And you are not crying that, oh, they hate you. You will not be cursing the governor, or saying maybe his political party. But it's not always about ethnicity, because I've seen governors taking all this action across Nigeria, not only in Lagos or not only in the southeast. I've also seen something like that in the north. So please, 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 please try to be objective the way you are assessing the situation and the happenings around you. It's not always someone out to get you. You have to be looking at what you are doing. Is it actually according to all the rules and regulation? Like, did you fulfill all righteousness and still someone is after you? For example, if you did not break the traffic law, you will not even come into all this problem. But we are looking at the traffic law and we are recognizing that for everybody that is involved, even though they broke the law is too harsh from our own evaluation, and we will see an amendment as an improvement for the overall well-being of everybody that is affected. you know so everything is not about, oh, the hate Igbo, they hate Igbo, Igbo. There are many ethnic groups in Nigeria. Igbo is just one. So quit making all the Nigerian problem about Igbo. Quit making everything that is going on about you. The world is not revolving around you. There are also other people there. you know yeah, thank you, everyone. Thank you.
thank you, blessing. Thank you.